You ever look in the mirror and feel like something's just a little off? Like the person staring back isn't quite you? Most people shake it off, tell themselves it's just their imagination. But what if it wasn't? What if the reflection had a mind of its own? It started with something small, something so subtle, I almost ignored it. But that's how these things always start, right? A tiny crack in reality, barely noticeable at first. Until one day, you wake up, and everything is wrong. I was brushing my teeth. Just another morning. Half asleep, staring at my own reflection. I spit, rinsed, wiped my mouth. But then, I noticed it. My reflection, she blinked. I didn't. It was so fast. I almost convinced myself I imagined it, almost. But something about it felt wrong. My stomach twisted. My skin prickled. I laughed it off. Told myself it was just sleep deprivation. But deep down, I knew better. You ever get that feeling? Like you're being watched, even when you're alone? That's how I felt all day. Every time I passed a mirror, I felt it. That pull. That awareness. As if something behind the glass was staring, waiting. That night, I tested it. I stood in front of the bathroom mirror, stared at myself, unblinking. I wanted to prove I was imagining things. My eyes burned, watered, but I didn't blink. Not once. I waited. And then, she did it again. A slow, deliberate blink. But this time, she smiled. My stomach dropped. My legs went numb. My own face, looking right at me, smiling. But I wasn't smiling. I staggered back, heart hammering in my chest. The moment I moved, the reflection snapped back to normal. Like nothing happened. I turned away, breathed. When I looked again, everything was fine. Perfectly normal. I laughed, a nervous and broken sound. My brain screamed at me to forget it. To pretend I saw nothing. But I couldn't. Because something deep inside me whispered. It saw me. And it was waiting for me to see it again. The next few days, I avoided mirrors. Covered them. But reflections are everywhere. Store windows. Car doors. Even the dark screen of my phone. And every time I saw it, just a flicker. A second too slow. A twitch. A smile that wasn't mine. It was getting bolder. One night, I woke up to a sound. A soft rhythmic tapping. My pulse pounded as I sat up, listening. It was coming from the bathroom. From behind the mirror. I didn't want to go. Every cell in my body screamed to stay in bed, to pretend I heard nothing. But something drew me in. A sick curiosity. I stepped into the bathroom. The tapping stopped, just silence. The air felt thick and heavy. The mirror was fogged up. But I hadn't showered. I reached out. Hesitated. Then, I wiped the glass with my palm. And there she was. My reflection. Standing perfectly still. I watched, breathless. She watched back. A mirror image. Then, her hand moved. My heart stopped. I hadn't moved. But she did. Slowly. She pressed her palm against the glass. Right where mine had been. The cold bled through. My skin tingled. Then, she grinned. Not my grin, hers. I stumbled back. The reflection didn't. It stood there, watching. Smiling. And then without warning, she knocked on the glass. Once. Twice. 3 times. I ran. Locked my bedroom door. Stayed awake till the sun rose. Something was in that mirror. Something that wore my face. And it wanted out. The next day, I covered every reflective surface in my apartment. Blankets, tape, anything. But that night, I woke up to something worse. A whisper. Right next to my ear. Let me in. I froze. My whole body. Locked in terror. I didn't turn. Didn't breathe. The voice. It was mine. Soft. Pleading. Just beyond my shoulder. But I knew. If I turned around, I'd see her. And this time, she wouldn't be behind the glass. The next morning, I did the only thing I could. I smashed every mirror in my apartment. Every screen, every reflection. But it wasn't enough. She wasn't trapped in the glass anymore. She was in my house. In the corners of my vision. In the dark spots, just beyond my reach. And she was getting closer. The final night. I saw her. Not in a mirror. Not in a window. But standing in my bedroom. Right at the foot of my bed. She looked just like me. Every detail. Every flaw. But her eyes. They weren't mine anymore. They were hungry. She reached out. I screamed. But no sound came out. She placed a hand on my chest. Cold, heavy. My breath vanished. My vision blurred. And then, darkness. When I woke up, I was standing in the mirror. Trapped. Watching. And she was wearing my skin. She smiled, waved, and walked away. And now, every time you look in a mirror, every time you catch your reflection, ask yourself, is it really you looking back? Like, share, and subscribe. If you dare.